local demand, allaying fears expressed by Kenyans of possible power rationing. This as Energy Cabinet Secretary CS Chirchir has settled the back-and-forth blame game between power distributor Kenya Power and the Lake Turkana power plant in Suswa for the day-long power outage last week by conducting independent audits on both entities. Hibak Sayed with that report.
The power outage experienced last week Friday in a majority of major cities across the country raised eyebrows as Kenyans went on a rampage over the unexplained blackout. While the government made major changes in select parastatals and agencies over the possible repercussions of such an oversight, a major power producer, Lake Turkana Wind Power Plant, and the only power distributor, Kenya Power, tossed responsibility back and forth over who was to really blame on the blackout.
Suswa, where we are having some engineers, about 50 of them, looking at the time logs for the blackout that occurred, and that lasted for over 15 hours.
Kenya Power had attributed the nationwide blackout to a reduction of 270 megawatts from the Lake Turkana Wind Power Plant.
When the loss happened, it triggered an imbalance in the power system and tripped all other main generations, units and stations, leading to a total blackout on the grid. While there are situations where a plant could trip, our technical teams are analyzing the data. I did mention that I've just stopped by Suswa. We are analyzing the timestamps, the system logs, to look at what happened exactly, because those logs are captured in almost milliseconds. There is an event log for every activity, major activity that happens.
However, LTWP distanced itself from the power outage, asserting that they were compelled to disconnect from the grid and halt generation due to an overvoltage issue within the national grid.
And we should be able to identify what was the cause of the trip that really caused such an untold challenge to the country, and be able to correct and ensure that that does not happen again in future.
The overvoltage, according to LTWP, triggered an automatic shutdown of the power plant to prevent severe damage. Hibak Said for TV 47.
Thank you, Hibak, for that. The two giant teachers